Good evening and welcome to the SwiftSole Live Week 4 setup guide for myself, Josh, aka the LuckyBotter, and of course, SwiftSole TV, where we're going to be taking you through this week's resale analysis, also drop analysis on exactly what you should be trying to cop and how to set it up. It's not going to be a long one today, let's face it, because again, Supreme is bringing out absolute shit. So there's only going to be a couple of items that I'm going to actually be going over. However, there is a couple of items that seem to have potentially some profit, some sleeper items in a sense, but the problem is when you get a drop like this where half of it is absolute trash, you basically have most people battling it out for one or two items, which is basically what's going to happen. Let's face it. So, Supreme upcoming dunk looking fire. That's the high, I think, in all honesty. Let's get that US checkout working this week. It did work, but you got to remember when Supreme make changes to their checkout flow, especially when they make changes to US after the EU, there's always going to be issues. There is always going to be issues. Anyway, let me know down in the comments or let me know down in the chat exactly what it is that you think you're going to go for this week. Are you sleeping? I don't blame you if you are sleeping. There's one piece that I want to get. I only just realized I want to get it when I looked through it a minute ago, and that's because I want it for personal. Anyway, Mr. Engineer, if you can put up my phone onto the screen and we'll have a look at exactly what is dropping today and tomorrow, and what you should be going for. So first and foremost, it is the collaboration with the Crow, and it's trash. The only thing that was good, and you can see it in the thumbnail behind me, if I do, let's just go with that one there. You can see this little dude right there, or there, perfect. You can see the little dude there. It's like a little collectibles figure, kind of like a bear brick type thing. It's not dropping this week. I don't know when Supreme is actually going to drop it, so it's a bit stupid in all honesty. Yeah, Ben, the new errors was something I was going to potentially talk about, but we'll have a look anyway. So first and foremost, the accessory of the week is going to be this hand mixed paint thingy majiggy. It's basically a paint stick. You get both in that same, I guess, the same parcel. Around a $10 profit. It's not going to be the greatest of things. The lighter. Now, Supreme brings out a lighter kind of every single year. Sorry, every single season. And sometimes they do well, I'm not going to lie, but I don't think it's going to do that well here. We've got it down as maybe a $10 to $15 resale. Maybe worth a multi-cart if you're going for, say, the paint sticks as well as the lighter. But honestly, not doing too well. The backpacks, duffel bags, etc. aren't actually doing too bad. When you're looking at they're kind of restocking this every single week, the prices are kind of staying up. So not a bad hit, but all the other bags, just not great. Military Camp Cat, not for us. Now, the box logo, the no comp. This one is probably one of the items of the week. This is one that we recommend probably going for. It's got the opening days on the side, that emblem. Not only that, but the box logo and with a contrast underneath brim. So, not a bad thing to potentially go for here. In all honesty, in my favourites, I love just the pure black. I think that's really clean. The brown with the pink is actually quite nice. I just think the pink might be a bit, I don't know, just a bit too, trying to think, bit too garish, a bit too out there. Don't worry, we'll have the picture back up in a sec. The all purple I really like because if you've been going for Supreme for quite some time, you know that the purple colorway is always like the F&F type colorway. There we go. There's the black with the pink, sorry, the brown with the pink. The all black one is always going to be the cleanest one. And again, I quite like the all purple one, but I mean, the purple's not a nice purple. It's a bit of a great purple there. So in my eyes, I think it's that dark blue, all black, and potentially the brown. That's your kind of best colorways in that New Era hat. Again, a $20 to $30 resale range. Velvet jacket, no. I mean, this leather jackets. This is a kind of design that they're going for. The Crow, for those of you that don't know, is like, I don't know if it was the 80s or the 70s it came out, maybe even earlier, but like a horror film, in all honesty. I'm going to bet on the Crow leather jacket. Jesus, you're betting highly, sir. I personally just don't think this jacket is that wearable. I think the cut and I think the style of it is just not something that most people will go for. I do like this graphic, at the back. I do like that. I think it's quite clean. 1994. Okay. I thought it was 80s for some reason. So the Crow came out in 1994. It is a old, I guess, horror movie. It's quite iconic for a bit of a cult movie as well. And they are going for this main graphic of the lady there. It is a Scot jacket. So Scot back in the day was, and it still is, a very good quality leather. So Scot is very good. The problem is that it comes with a high retail because it is Scot leather. So I don't think it's going to resell. I really don't. Then they've got the work jackets. I actually really like this work jacket. I think it's really cool. But work jackets at the moment are just not doing that well. That not many people are going for it. The cargos is probably the only item that I would bet on for this week. And that's because they're wearable. They're clean. They only have that small kind of image on the pocket there. And I think that just works. I think that really goes with what people are wearing currently going into the fall or autumn season and the style of what people want. So I think that is a good bet to go for. And again, maybe a $30 on return. Regular jean, no. Work shirt, no. Now, the Nike Air Force One lows. Again, they don't restock on the Thursday. They come the day after, usually on a Friday at 11 o'clock local time. Look out on your monitors. If the EU's dropped, that generally means that the US is going to drop as well. We're still waiting for that wheat color for Supreme to drop. Still hasn't yet. Pink underbrim for people who are into fitted hats is big. People love it. Okay, that's good to know, Ben. Really good to know for the underbrim. Then we go on to the Crow skateboards, the deck. And the decks are actually quite nice, to be honest. Quite a nice pattern with those eyes. But I prefer this one, I'll be honest. This is kind of my favorite out of the decks, the one on the far left there. The only thing is again, decks, and I say this every single week, decks have kind of become a thing where people don't really collect them that much anymore unless they're a really die-hard collector. This is probably hit of the week for me. This is probably one of the items of the week. And this is that Supreme Pearl logo hooded sweatshirt. I think it's really clean, the way in which they've done the stitching and the border edges around that Supreme lettering kind of does bring it to what people like and to a branding that people enjoy. So for me, it's probably that natural colorway and not only that, the pure black one. I do quite like the heather grey, but I've got a soft spot for heather grey. If you watch my videos, and you'll know that. But basically, I think that's probably the item of the week to go for. Will it have much resale? No, because Supreme is absolutely bricking in the moment. And at this moment in time. Now, the emo in you will want to go for this hooded jumper, but in all honesty, I can't see it doing too well. It's not on the best of quality blanks from Supreme, in all honesty. And again, I can't see any stitching really whatsoever. It's just a print. But if you want to bring out the emo in you and you feel a bit upset, then maybe go for it. We've put down as around a $30 to $40 return on that. So it might be worth going for it if you want to go for it. Yes, decks are definitely worth going for, maybe only in store if you've got an in-store slot, which wouldn't have been hard to get, by the way. Let's move on to, okay, this is the t-shirts. Again, about a $10 return on investment. I just don't like that graphic. I think it would have been better with the eyes. It would have been better with the guy smashing the other guy's head onto the wall. I think they're the two iconic sort of graphics that they should have gone with, and they should have just stayed with that. I don't know why they changed it. This is my personal item of the week. So small box logos is something that I like to wear personally, and I wear it quite a lot. They've now got a contrast box logo where the exact same background color or the color of the actual t-shirt is now in the box logo. For me, that brown color is looking nice. The black is nice. And I do like that pine green, in all honesty, especially. So I just got the Spartan Dunks, which are the Michigan Dunks because they're Michigan State, just to confuse everyone out there. But they will go really nice with them. Shout out to Hamza for the personal on that one. But yeah, I'm probably going to go for the small box logo, in all honesty. Quiet Storm, no. Supreme Crow, no. Absolutely not. Absolute trash. So this week, what are we looking at? I think, honestly, we're looking at the cargos in the Crow collaboration, and that's around about it. Maybe the hoodie if you want to go for, I guess, a multi-cart. Then we're looking at the New Era fitted caps. We're looking at the Pearl logo hoodies. Maybe the small box logo t-shirts as well, because I think they're not that leery because of the Supreme branding. It hasn't got that red box logo color blocking that people are just getting sick of at the moment. And that's where I think we're at, in all honesty. So let's have a look at how we would set up tasks on SwiftSole and all of the different bits in between on that. So let's use the cargos as one of our examples. So first and foremost, I say this every week. When it comes to Supreme, when you're running a bot, it's one item per person. That person being your profile. So each profile needs to be unique if you are looking at going for more than one. Supreme's checkout flow is able to detect name, address, phone number, card details, and that's about it usually. And if all of them or any of them are the same, it will block you at checkout. So it will say that you've already purchased that same item, even if you want to get a different color. So what you need to do is go into the profile settings of your bot and basically change all of the different details there. So you need to have unique cards, a unique address, but you can still get it posted to the same address. I'll explain that in a second. A unique name, unique telephone number, and a unique email. So when it comes to your address, you can do something what we like to call jigging. So let's say, for instance, you lived at 1 Bond Street. What you want to do is change it enough so that Supreme's auto detection doesn't find it, but your delivery driver, so for me it's UPS, is still able to deliver it to the correct address. So I'll have 1 Bond Street. I might have 1 Band ST for street. So just making it so it's still similar, but not so similar that Supreme is going to catch you. Now, your postcode can still be the same. Change the mobile number, change an email to one of your, I don't know, one-click Gmails that you've got. And of course, use different cards. Some cards haven't been working recently, so we found Revolut Business for some people hasn't been working, but for some people it has. Curve Card at the moment are pushing a text message rather than in-app verification, so that means that it's probably going to be too slow, or it may not even get pushed to the app of SwiftSole, so don't use Curve. At the moment, Monzo and Soldo seem to be the one for Supreme. Your high street banks, if they give you 3DS, you're not going to get through. So unfortunately, that's not the one for you. So this is the time now to start building up your account, start applying for Monzo or for something like Soldo and using that type of service in order to get through. Then, of course, if you're in the US, things like privacy cards do not work, but you want to use something that ideally are not virtual cards, Amex, etc. generally does work, but high traffic errors will occur and you should be ready for that. So Quantities 1, when it comes to your sizing, for resale, extra large and small is always the best. I'd always go for small first, then extra large, then large, and then medium. I'm lucky medium is a personal size, so it usually stays in stock, so I get to hit mine. But let's say, for instance, you wanted to go for small, and you thought that's the one that you want to try and resell. Now, color-wise, I say this each and every time, when we're looking at colors, sometimes Supreme does like to change it up a bit. So what we do is we try and figure out what color that is. It says brown or black. Supreme may call it, I don't know, wheat, or it may call it noir instead of black. We can't determine that until after the EU drops. So there will be an update pushed to the app if they do change the colors. So generally speaking, they will go for black. This isn't like a box logo or a weird drop. So I think they're going to stay on black. However, if you want to basically be in for a chance to hit at least one, no matter the color, just go for random, and then you know you've got your yourself sorted. Captures. Now, Capture is an anti-bot system that Supreme uses, that a lot of website uses as well. There's 2 different types of anti-bot that Supreme uses. At the minute, they're using their ticket system. You don't need to worry about that. That's all pushed via SwiftSole. And also a capture. Now, a capture is basically where you have to solve a riddle or a puzzle in order to bypass whether or not it thinks you're a bot. Now, if you've got a good enough Gmail score, it will generally give you something called a one-click where it's an invisible capture. You won't even see it and you'll get straight through to checkout. Now, the problem is Supreme has been pushing something called H capture or human capture. Human capture, 9 times out of 10, no matter your trust score, will always give you a capture. A capture is those little picture puzzles where it says, please click the pedestrian crossings or the fire hydrants or some shit. So basically what you got to do is click all them, press verify, and then go through. Now, of course, when it comes to checking out on Supreme, it's all about speed because there's no cart hold, which means that if you don't check out first and it goes out of stock, you lose that item until it restocks and hopefully you hit then. But you've got 2 options. Either within the app, you can log into a Gmail that you know you use to say, watch this live stream. You know as well you can use in order to browse the internet, watch YouTube, do whatever it is that you do. 9 times out of 10, that's got a good trust score. Now, you can load that into SwiftSole, or what you can use is a third-party software known as AYCD, automation you can't detect. Basically, you can load in multiple Gmails, and what that will do is move all of those one-clicks to SwiftSole. Now, when it comes to one-clicks, one trusted Gmail gives you around 10 one-clicks. So that means if you've got 10 inside of AYCD, it pushes around 100 one-clicks to you. So you've got no issue when it comes to trying to hit. AYCD is a third-party software, so you need to purchase that separately. All of the details are down below in the description. We do have a discount code for you. Not only that, it is a bit of a faff to set up. This week would be a good week to test it out. Don't go doing it on a box logo week or on a week with a hyped item, because if you get it wrong, you've probably mucked up all your profits for the season. So get it going. There is a small discount referral code, and there is a load of guides down below as well as in our Discord, so you can go in on that. Someone's talking about double XLs. Yes, double XLs do have potential resale. However, we don't know whether double XL drops, so I wouldn't bet your money on it, in all honesty. So if you want to use AYCD, not only do you need to use a third-party software, but you also need to be on SwiftSole Premium. SwiftSole Premium is just under $5 a month, basically, or just there and thereabouts. It stops after the season's finished and then restarts again. But there's also some other stuff like multi-cart, compact mode, which I'm going to show you in a minute, that also works on that. So I'm just going to do Capture Harvester rather than AYCD, just to show you on here. Task mode. Start with drop mode. After around 10 minutes into the drop, then go on to restock mode. Supreme basically drip feeds its stock. What that means is it doesn't just load its 1,000 t-shirts all at once. It will load maybe 10 to 20% of the stock and then drip feed it for the next hour. So if you don't hit initial, that's quite normal. We get checkout errors, you get high traffic errors, you get declines, you get anti-bot. They're the 4 main things that usually happens if you don't hit, and that's normal on any bot or even when you go manually as well. So just keep on trying, and generally most people hit on restocks. So drop mode, we also have a difference between desktop flow and mobile flow. Now, if you've tried to hit on Supreme before, the site is different when it comes to mobile than it is to desktop. Sometimes high traffic occurs on mobile, sometimes it occurs on desktop. So if high traffic's happening, you just won't be able to check out. So it's good to diversify your tasks 50-50 between desktop and mobile. Very simple. I'm just going to put mobile for now. PayPal checkout was a bit of a beta test that we had. Don't use that. And then start time, go for manual, or you can use a timer if you're not going to be at your phone. It's simple. So save task. Okay, it's created, and it should be in my task list. I'm now going to add one more thing just to show you that multi-cart. I'm going to put this item in the cart, but because this is the hyped item of the week, don't do that, because the checkout flow is a lot slower. Only put in stuff that you think is going to brick or that you think is not high profit. Don't put stuff in that is high hyped items, because trust me, you won't even get to checkout otherwise. So should be able to save that task now. There we go. So I can go in my task list. So here, as you can see on the top of the tasks, there's different carts. Those cart codes are basically meaning that that's 2 different carts that SwiftSole is going to use. What we can do, and I never get this in one, if you have got premium, you can go to multi-cart. And basically you can drop one task onto the other and it brings it in to the other cart. And then straight away now, SwiftSole will try, never in one. What is going on? There we go. SwiftSole will try and check out both in one cart. So you save yourself around $10 when it comes to shipping. Now again, don't do this on a hyped item like what I'm doing there. But let's say you were going for, I don't know, the paint pen, you wanted to go for maybe a New Era cap, and you didn't think it was going to sell out straight away. It's a good option to have if you have got SwiftSole Premium. So drop it in, ready to go, and again, you do sacrifice the speed of checkout. Now on settings, I'm going to show you something that you'd also get. You get background mode when it comes to it. Now when it comes to background mode, and at the minute it's not working, so don't worry, it's when I press start tasks. Background mode will basically mean if I come out of SwiftSole, it will still run in the background for me, and it will give me notifications if I've got a capture or if I've checked out. Whereas if you don't have background mode on or you don't have premium, after a couple of minutes, SwiftSole is going to close, because that's what happens with iPhone. Also, compact mode is probably great, because now if I go into tasks, if I have a load of different tasks there, it will condense them so I can see a lot more what's going on my screen. So this is what it will look like. I press plus. Remember, your Gmail will dictate your capture store. The wife already messaging me. Your Gmail will dictate your capture score. So you need to log in or add Gmail. Then once you've done that, click on Harvester and your captures will appear there. And then if you get any, you can quickly solve them. And actually, it's quicker on a mobile phone than it is on a PC or laptop, because you haven't got the mouse scroll that you need. It's literally just with a tap, tap, tap. Then 1 minute before the drop, start your tasks and hopefully you hit. If not, 10 minutes afterwards, then go on to restock mode, start again, and hopefully you at least hit a restock. Very, very simple, I think, anyway. So again, what's coming up? The Pearl Supreme logo, the small box logo. What was I say? New Era fitted hat, and maybe the cargo patents. I mean, it is a shit week, Supreme. Let's face it. Supreme is doing my nutting. The whole couple of weeks, or the whole few weeks, has been absolutely dry as hell. If you remember the last season, they started with a BOGO. That's what they should have done this season as well. But it does mean that the BOGO's coming soon and all the other different collabs are coming soon. Hopefully Thrasher soon, hopefully High Dunks. So don't worry, it will soon come just before Christmas, we hope, and then pick up Supreme's resale a bit. Simple. I don't think there's any more. I think that's it, right? I mean, it's shit. There's nothing more really we can say about Supreme this week. But it's a good time to test your setups. It's a good time to test your cards, test your address jigs, or whatever it is. It's just a good time to do that. Anyway, so let me know how you guys get on. Get inside of the Discord on SwiftSole and, you know, at me just before the drop. Everyone goes a bit nuts. Let us know what you're going for. Let us know if you've got any questions. And, of course, at any point, you can open up a ticket and just let us know if you need any help or anything like that. We've got some great staff in there that can help. Go down below. There's loads of guides on how to join the Discord, how to set up a webhook, and all stuff like that as well. So if you are going for it tomorrow, I mean, hopefully it doesn't brick. And, you know, any questions you got, let us know. And, of course, as always, be lucky.